do is I will lay everything out and then crimp a single wire to one end, a single bead to one end of the wire I'm working with, and then just run that wire all the way through the necklace so I don't have to. I have hand problems and I will drop things. And Christina was very nice and gave me some of these spring coils so that I will every few inches when I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't feel like dropping this many beads when my hand lets go. I'm all about adaptability and accessibility. This thing was recommended as a tool for picking up beads and scooping beads. These work better. These are blizzard spoons. They work really good to get into the nice tight corners right there. Fantastic. And they come with free ice cream. Woohoo!
Yeah, I need the ice cream because I want the spoon.
Yeah, that's
Nothing wrong with that.
The one thing to remember with award necklaces is you don't want to plan it with a center bead because we're not giving a finished necklace. We're giving a necklace that the royals are going to attach an award pendant to. And designing around a center bead, a lot of people, it's really easy to just start one and go out. So I bought these veil beads from Amazon, and it was $180 in each pack for under $15. So I just use one of these as my center bead. And I like them. They're pretty. So you want to grab these and go along.
So that's basically your anchor point, and then that bead can go away.
Well, I leave it on because those have the veil that they can connect the jump ring pendant to.
They're really nice.
So mostly those are like, for the most part, they aren't really the visual centerpiece.
Right.
But I try to color coordinate. But when I'm making the stuff for the summits, I weirdly run out of silver so fast. I wonder why. I got a lot of blues and silvers, and they're just gone so fast. If I have a necklace that I don't think is going to be, my goal is like, I usually pull a yard of wire and then string it. I usually have a few inches left over. But my goal is at least 18 inches on each side, so they have
enough space to go over head wraps.
Enough space to go over head wraps, to go over any hats, any headgear. We have ladies who, I don't remember what these are called, with
no, the hennins.
The hennins and the horned hennins, and sometimes you have to try to stretch the necklace to get over the points. It gets awkward. I personally prefer to use bigger beads because I have carpal tunnel and grabbing tiny beads hurt. For materials, I typically tend to go with glass because it price point, looks, durability, clacky noises. Clacky noises are very nice. But I have these are some kind of seed that were given to me, that were donated, and they're fun. I wish I had these during Botchwood Emma Train. And then I have some that are wood. I have dyed wood. I have some shells. I think this is abalone. No, yes, mother of pearl rectangle. So probably abalone.
It wouldn't be that big.
But I like to make things. If I'm doing, I am a little formulaic when I lay out necklaces. I tend to be like, okay, this and this are statement pieces, and here's my background. Okay. But that's just because that's how it works best in my brain, and that's how I made 203 necklaces in, that's a lot, 4 months.
Well, having a system makes it easier to repeat your thing without making identical.
Yes. My most important tools are my Dairy Queen spoon, my spring clip, my center bead, and crimps, because the wire I use, you can't just tie it in a knot. It will not stay. It will come undone. So crimps are our friend. They're great. And I repurposed teeny tiny spacer jars because I needed to separate my crimps. Because, I don't know, it made me happy. Does anyone have questions? Do we just want to make stuff? let's do this. The one thing I didn't touch on is when I finish the necklace, I put them in baggies so that I don't give their highnesses or whoever a ball.
A fun puzzle to
have,
take home.
yeah,
and
have a couple hour puzzle. It'll be great.
Maybe like you have time for that.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could learn something. Shh.
But
My all my skeins of yarn are all balled into their own little Ziploc bags. Yep. Yeah, I don't like spending all my time on knotting things. Not fun.
I
Some
personally
people love that. I don't.
Yeah, my pelican really likes the untying knots, and I say
Great.
no, I don't
Here's
need this
your
yarn.
knot.
Cut, I'm done.
Here,
Uh,
please don't tie this for me.
I go with the beetle one. I
Mm-hmm.
use the 7-strand. It's durable. It's not as durable as the 49 over my. It's in my price point, and I don't get paid to do this. Yay! This I bought a 300-foot spool on Amazon for $16, which
Nice.
priced out to about the same as the 100-foot spools with an employee discount. So I'll do it this way. So do I want to lay out beads first and then cut wire, or how do we want to proceed? I have all the pretties. You can feel free to dive in. You can use anything you want. The stuff over here, I really don't want to take it home. It's not really suitable for what I use it for.
Okay, I'll take it to Christmas.
Like if anyone has a need for a green project, this was donated. They're all the same.
Ooh.
This came from Ursley of Stonehenge. I had another bag similar to this in slightly bigger beads that I dumped into a container and amused myself with greatly by sorting them a tiny spoonful at a time. Because that's my OCD. Yay! They are awfully pretty.
So, I guess my question would be, what is the need right now as far as, are there, I mean, obviously, blue and white in general is,
Blue and white is typically summitsy, but we use all colors. A lot of the royals right now are doing
personal color.
personal colors, or what I defaulted to with Waylon and Lindis that they enjoyed was rainbows and pride colors.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of trans flags. I did a lot of rainbows and pride, and I tried to do bi pride. I had a lot of fun with it.
And then for local baronial.
His Excellency makes all of his own award
Oh,
necklaces.
I do.
Okay.
I will
I do
say
lean
largesse necklaces would be
Towards
cute.
lapis a lot in my necklaces. But I've given out many colors and many.
Because the Terra Pomaria colors and the Summit's colors aren't that different.
Ours are
as
blue and gold.
Group,
Yeah, blue and white, blue and
Custom
gold.
lapis.
right. So,
He doesn't do a lot of those either.
I don't.
Yep.
I have little things like I make necklaces that I want to wear. So when I'm laying it out, if I have any larger or like statement beads, I try to stop them at like 9
they're
to
gonna-
10 inches, so they're right around here and they're not gonna
Yeah.
eat your hair.
Well, and why put them behind somebody's neck? Nobody's going to see it.
Exactly. No
Okay,
one's gonna
so
see
what about the upcoming Prince and Princess in the tennis?
yeah, Ivan and Nina. I don't know
Yeah.
who's handling their necklaces.
What are their color preferences? Because they might.
I don't believe that's been published yet. Not that I've seen.
I don't know that it's-
Ivan wears a lot of blue and white.
register
Yeah,
with
he has
heraldry.
black
His
and
heraldry
red.
is black and white. I don't know if her heraldry is registered yet.
I don't know, but I do know that they would probably also enjoy rainbow stuff.
Yes.
Um,
Staying in
so
that theme, especially this month.
I
Yeah.
can almost guarantee if you make award necklaces and you donate them,
They'll get used at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tried to also do some colors that like I do a lot of blue and purple. I like blue and purple. It's pretty. But I tried to, I know not everyone does that. So I tried to do some in oranges and reds and yellows and golds because that other people like other things. But it makes my heart happy to play with blue and purple. I understand.
So when I am doing award necklaces, sometimes I have something in mind, especially if I'm doing, I will
Blue
do
and purple.
specific colors like blue and purple or something enjoys those colors.
Yeah, if we know who the necklace is for, we can make them custom.
I'm a red.
But sometimes I just look and I'll be in the middle of laying out one necklace and have to put it aside because I've been eyeballing things over here and I found a combination I like better. Neurodivergency. The muse says, I don't want to play with these anymore. I want to play with the funky shit. I don't know what kind of seeds they are. I want to say it's like a lily or something.
Do you have any thoughts about symmetry versus spacing?
I am a fan of symmetry because of my neurodivergency
Sure.
issues, but a lot of people aren't as into symmetry. Like the reason I brought this is I can't. I think there's at least 10, maybe more different types, styles, colors of beads all in this necklace, but they all go together. Just like these ones.
Yeah.
There's
I was going to say one of the things that I've
a lot
learned
of
is
different.
that especially if you're doing something in the Norse era, the size symmetry is more important than the identity symmetry. So you don't put a big old giant one that's going to stay at the same place as a teeny tiny one. But if they're both 6 millimeter and one of them's blue and one of them's purple or red or gold, that's okay.
And there are some that, because I like sorting things, so I order these beads in bulk and I just sort them separately. If you look closely, there are 2 shades of orange, but they're really close.
Right.
So when I try to sort them, I'm like, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? You know what? Close enough.
Yeah.
They live together now.
And that's good because that gives more depth to what the viewer is seeing.
Yeah.
If it's not quite exactly the same.
I will say though, if you are dealing with a bunch of stuff that's super similar, don't do one that's different.
I do have some.
No,
It kills people like me.
But if you do 8 and they're all mixed different,
That's totally different.
it's okay.
Completely different animal.
Similar, but
Yeah,
different.
Boy, it's special.
I did
No,
I did
it's
one before
very-
that
that's not a
it was different. All the big beads were different, but in between it was all the rainbow, all going the same way. So it still had the flow. Everything worked together. And I like to keep my stuff in individual containers because I learned that as doing Scribble stuff. And it's a holdover because I have a tiny container that I can work from and not have a big thing. Except for my rainbow ice trays. This is the life hack. They don't mix. It's great. It's beautiful.
I
They're
just
great for
got one.
paint.
Do you
They're-
want one? Because
I
just got one.
I got a 4-pack. So. I don't need
They're
it.
fantastic. Not a four
What did you
Yeah, I got them on Amazon. I can post a link to that. The band came. I think those were on some cords for some electronics I got or whatever. But I don't. I was raised by Depression era grandparents. I don't get rid of anything ever.
Uh-oh.
I just put leftovers from our storage shed up the studio shelves because they were the perfect size.
They're only kind of ordered.
It's fine. It's fine. We had at Long and Short several years ago. Her Excellency Suvia was cleaning out through her craft supplies and asked permission to bring things for dig through, and everyone brought stuff, and everyone went home with stuff, but it was different stuff. So that makes it better.
Right. Smart.
Yes, and for the I use pill containers to hold things, and if it's something I don't want to look through, I will glue with Gorilla Glue a bead on top so I know what it is. Because the Gorilla Glue, when I'm done, pops off, and I can reuse the container forever.
Right?
Not that I need to reuse them because I still have.
But still,
Oh,
that's
smart.
super smart.
I try to get rid of them, so if you want some.
I have a family member going through cancer, and I got a stash from her. So
An unlimited supply of
Ooh, boy.
medication.
yeah,
They just keep coming.
I can't remember when, but
Unfortunately.
Populous member brought a box and filled it with pill containers to have a gate for people to throw their cigarette butts in when smoking was more of a thing. And we put a cry for, maybe we should get some more bottles. And we learned that our barony has a lot of pill bottles.
Yes, you do.
Fortunately, we have a lot less cigarette butt.
Yes, we do have a lot less. In fact, I don't think we typically see people grab them. Please dig through and I forgot that this container was in the bottom of this. I don't even know what's in some of these. Some of these are wood.
I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
And feel like
Yeah,
I'm gonna there.
Feel free. Have wires. I got into this because when Her Excellency Tina was on the throne, she was making her own necklaces, and I kept asking how I could help. And she kept saying she was fine. And then I said, hey, can I make necklaces? And that was helpful. So here's a life tip. Don't say, what can I do? Say, I can
do this. Would that be helpful? Yeah.
I can do this.
Just like, thank you for reaching out and saying, would you like to? Because if I wasn't already tapped for something, I would have said, heck yeah.
And then I'm doing 2 at a time.
Many people need to be asked before they have enough confidence to say, oh, it's a thing I can do.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is
What is the steep
a
size
exercise
of
of
this
futility putting out
Those
a
are 11.
request for
A
help.
random request.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't
It's
fully.
much better to target your request.
That is probably somebody going out an emergency door.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sure they're aware of it. I'm sure that we hear it.
Apologize for headphone users.
I don't know that it.
I can't tell.
But it does not.
That's somewhere, and I have it.
I'm gonna close my
Somebody just walked by, looked like you were aware of it. What?
If anyone else don't smoke, since I can't.
Oh, no, we would definitely hear it in here
Yeah,
if it was an issue.
and I think they have the adaptive one, so they're flashing.
There's a little flasher.
Texture. Sometimes too many options.
Deciding whether or not I want to use the pressure.
You can use them. I'm sure. I was given twice that many by Christina. You can use them.
I found it on Amazon.
They're very pretty. They're each bead is a rainbow.
Oh, yes. You made some. Was it you that made the rings?
No, I don't make rings. Somebody else
Okay.
makes
Somebody I
rings.
think took.
I have not
similar
learned how to make
beads.
rings yet.
Yes. Okay. Somebody had taken similar beads and made some really lovely little wrapped beads.
Yeah, I think Linda. I don't know if she made them, but she gave me one.
I got one too.
Yeah, I don't remember who did what.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, Linda gave me this for letting someone help me with lists. It was a child.
Oh, there you go.
Child.
A learner.
Yes, learner wanted to try things.
And there we go.
I found the differently colored orange, and I definitely have
Art teachers.
a. Yeah.
People who have the ability to see differentiation in color.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not as good at it.
Come out. We live there forever now. I have a hard time drawing the line between necklace bead and button bead.
Why not both?
Because turning these into buttons and then putting them on a necklace
Can be really hard.
feels real hard.
Elvis, did you see? Did you
There'd
see
be a lot of extra
this brilliant idea?
string in there.
Also, this brilliant bead. This would probably look delightful on a sun catcher. I don't have a problem. Elvis is the only one who thinks I have a problem.
Well, I don't think he thinks you have a problem. I think he just recognizes your eccentricity.
Rephrase it. There you go.
Mhm.
And I definitely have a lot of these. Sometimes I get stuck on a kick and I decide that I want to get rid of one particular type of bead and I just use it until it's done. Which is fun because it can go from being a background filler bead to all of a sudden being a statement bead because you only have 6.
Yes, I agree.
You're like, well, normally this would be a filler, but now it's special. These are fun, but I don't.
It's always difficult when you only have 2.
When they're just slightly.
Oh, I know. I have.
You can do them like yeah.
They're so pretty.
They are so. Oh, did you want to show the camera?
Oh, hey.
They are so pretty.
They're so pretty. They're like little glass marbled eggs.
They are.
I think they may have been dip dyed. Sometimes I like to look at things and see how. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel like glass, but the swirling doesn't go all the way through. Sometimes I get really into figuring out how things were made. I was a big fan of the show, How It's Made. It's so good for recovering from coming out of anesthesia. It's great. You're like, okay, I'm awake. That was a story. Close my eyes. It's 2 hours later. Didn't miss stuff. This is fine. With little bits of information, easily to digest. Right, it never occurred to me to think about how matches are made. That's fun.
So
Yes.
Christmas was asking, would it be possible to link with some of the places bead connectors and supplies were obtained with what the items are called? So I think really quickly, one of the bales.
Okay.
If you want to grab a bale, so we can see those. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think that was me.
We're just shocking.
Yeah.
That doesn't work good. I don't. Yes, there we go. So these are bales.
Yeah, they're called bale
Yeah.
beads. Is how I found them,
Yeah.
and
And those you can find just about anywhere.
I have multiple
Oh,
styles.
yeah.
Some of them are plain, some are fancy, some are. See?
Yeah, ish. It doesn't like to resolve very well. Oh, those are interestingly different. Okay.
The thinner one, the thin silver ones, I think I got from Joann's.
Yeah.
And
Yes, watching Joann's for their bead sales can be.
it's full of dangerous place.
Yes, it is. Sorry, viewers at home. There we go. Yeah, I know. I spent mumble the other day.
Yep.
Not that Clovis knows that I spend money ever.
Sometimes I end up with smaller lengths of wire, or I want to make smaller necklaces because we do give gifts to smaller people. So if it's less than 18 inches on each side, 14 inches on each side, I will put a clasp. And I found a variety pack, and these are the simple. Come on, it's just
Bar and loop.
And this was a variety pack. Not all of it is super SCA appropriate, but you know what?
Most of it's hidden under hair.
It's hidden under hair. It's fine.
So do you have a preference for connectors versus not connectors, or
I prefer not connectors because
the
the catch eats my hair.
Yeah.
And it's a thing.
Okay.
Like I try to make necklaces that I am comfortable wearing, and my hair gets eaten by a lot of stuff.
My hair gets eaten by the beads.
Sometimes.
My favorite
Uh,
necklace is Clovis. Would you like to say?
You want to play with the beads? I love it.
So on your bales,
Yes.
you use jump rings to attach.
I believe I don't
Or
attach
do
them.
you usually leave it for?
They're excellent. The harnesses typically just tell me to give it to one of them,
And then they take care of
and then they take
the
care of it.
bale.
I don't know if they do it themselves or if they have their court coordinator do it or however. but I only do so much, and then they say that's good, and I say okay.
Okay.
I'm a helper. Good times.
My issue that I run into is finding a good jump ring.
Those can be
Those silver ones that I stole from you seem to work well.
cool. Cool. You want to use my big board?
Big boy.
I made a couple of necklaces.
Just a few.
Well, I know, but you can donate these to largesse.
Like I think these are glass. Does it have a gold ring? Line, maybe?
So Christmas asks, if using mostly glass, how do you cut down on the weight of the necklace?
It's a very good question. I don't.
It's just heavy.
It's just heavy. There's only so much I can do with what I have available. I will try, like, this is, I believe, dyed wood, but it looks, they're polished well, and from a distance they look kind of like the same glass beads, but they weigh a fraction of the weight. There are probably a lot of considerations that I should have when I make necklaces that just don't occur to me, because I get a little focused. Like I have these teeny tiny shells. I don't even know if I can get them on camera. They are very small. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, they're not quite.
Yeah, they're very small. I think they're.
So that's the top of a pill bottle that they're in
Yes,
there.
this is the top of a pill bottle. There's my pinky nail for size
Oh, there we
comparison.
go, yeah.
They are
Hold it into resolution.
teeny
Little
tiny.
Christmas says your necklaces are beautiful.
Thank you. I haven't made any in a while because Rhina said that I hadn't made enough. And they were going to give the extras to Mina and I.
Oh, wow.
Largesse!
No, I do not feel obligated. That was not an obligation.
We'll see. Maybe I'll.
Enjoy making.
Yeah.
If you happen to make something really cool that you can give away, that's great.
Yeah, I started working on my battle bunnies and dragons to throw at people in Martinez. So
Woo!
Battle bunnies are flightless in all months that end in burr. There's a union.
I have not
well then.
read this rule.
Then I
If
guess-
I have not read it, it does not count.
So I think we should not put fluffy cottontails on them, and then they can just be battle jackrabbits.
Battle jackrabbit.
Yeah.
All right. That works also.
Okay.
Thank you. I mean,
I ever tell you that I got my current job because in the interview I basically told them how I got around the rules.
if they know that you can work efficiently within their system,
Yep.
that is definitely a selling point in my eyes.
Apparently in my program manager. Oh, I missed her.
Oh, these clear tubes that I have my beads in, these come from your local dispensary, and they usually have vape cartridges in them. They're very handy for beads, and they're very
Oh.
secure because they have child-proof tops.
We should hit up Alyssa.
Not all cartridges come in these anymore. The ones I buy don't, but I was
yeah.
given, I got a back stock because they're not technically recyclable in Oregon.
Yeah.
We have to go to special places. Also, they're good fidgets because they make a satisfying. Before I got all of the cartridge containers, I was using these condiment cups that I buy at Dollar Tree, which are fine, but sometimes the lids don't fit
Is that like
super
these
good.
little triangular things, or are these?
I mean, no, these came with this super fancy tool,
Oh, yes.
It
your
was
super
a
fancy
set.
tool.
but it doesn't go in the corners of the
That's-
tray,
Thank you.
right?
I have a pair and they are super sharp. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not fun if you're aggressively trying to grab a handful of beads. You get the tip of the those tweezers.
Yeah,
You should be less aggressive. Or
they can be.
Sometimes you gotta pump out a lot of necklaces.
Comment from Christmas. The small color coordinated set of beads is such a good idea. Much more portable. Just missing out on the arm strength development from lugging around all those beads.
That's why I use a wagon to carry my beads.
Yes, that's a very wise choice.
Well,
Clovis, I need a wagon.
when I started in the SCA, I had a haversack. Then I had a haversack and a basket. And then I had a bigger basket. And now I have a wagon.
I have multiple baskets, and when we forgot my wagon for Eggles, I was unhappy.
I have
I had
a
a spare one in my
20-year-old child
trailer. I have
that I
two.
say go fetch, and she says, until I move to Allianz, I'm sure, and then you're just out of luck.
Yeah,
When we stepped up, we had a reusable grocery bag that contained the beads. And then we got a 10-gallon tote.
and then we
to
got an
hold beads.
addiction.
And now I think I have a. What's the one with the yellow lid? Is that like
27?
23 gallon or
What?
27?
What are you talking about? We
Yeah.
don't have beads in there.
Tote.
You
Yeah.
don't know. So when I
Yeah.
first started, it fit in one of those like plastic shoe boxes.
Uh-huh.
And then I expanded to this, and I've got this beautiful label. It says necklace fixings and onto your checky, or it used to be onto your checky, and then the marker faded. And my collection has grown and shrunk and grown and shrunk, and right now I'm standing firm at 4 of these, and I feel that is a good place to be.
But after Bargamel's, the tote's a lot lighter.
I was putting all of my necklaces that I finished in a plastic cauldron I got for Halloween. It was very satisfying to just put them in a bag and toss them at the corner of my desk.
This sounds like Alina with her mittens.
Yeah.
And the little treasure
I have
chest
a-
we got.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got a small treasure chest.
I don't know if it's long enough or if it's too long.
Might be a little short, but you can
I
either
can
put.
keep going.
You want to
Yes.
keep going, you can, or we can put a clasp on it.
No, I want to keep
So
going.
what is the length that you typically go for on your bead loom when you're,
When so if I'm using my preferred bead size, math. I design these lines are because there's a gap here.
Yeah.
And then I start again. I typically go to this line. It's big. If I'm using teeny tiny beads, I'll go to this line because
I think,
they get the small ones. When they lay down flat, they take up more space than they actually do
so
on the
it goes to
necklace.
like 15,
Yes, 'cause they're
and
not-
then I think I
14.
do like 17.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering, if I should just go around the corner.
Yeah.
and just go in the list.
Yeah,
I
that'd be good.
usually
So Gwyneth,
17
Christmas
should
found
make
that
it
you can
big
actually
clear where
get those cartridge containers on Amazon.
Oh,
So also an option
also an option.
for those who do not have a local shop that is good with the recycle bit or the thing.
Friends
Yeah.
who use a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
our stepdaughter moved out, so you know.
Oh. I think I used my leaf bead. I had green leaves.
Ooh,
I had like
I ordered
6 of them.
some green leaves.
Yeah, I thought about making like doing like a laurel,
Oh, the laurel style.
give it to a laurel.
Ooh,
Sorry. Because we don't have any in the bag.
I think we had some pretty awesome molds today.
We don't have a ton. We have several laurels. in
very
the bag.
cool, Laurel. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know why they include me in that.
Because you're
We do.
figure it out.
They don't get to choose. You
Yeah.
are.
Okay, so why they do whip stitching, but it's not nearly as pretty. So it would be faster. Ooh. The reason I did not contact you, be like, I need feather bunnies, is because I didn't want.
I appreciate that. I haven't touched yarn.
Yeah. In a day.
Yeah. I actually managed to give away my two 30-gallon
Oh,
tubs that I had full of yarn.
wow.
Oh, I inherited all of my grandmother's yarn when she
Yeah.
passed because I'm. Yep. And I was on my local Buy Nothing group, and someone said that they had just learned how to make something, and they were wondering if anyone had some yarn that they could have so they could practice. And I was like, oh boy,
Do I ever?
do I ever?
Yes,
Please,
indeed.
please, come take it away.
Look, we have a question. How do you get the labels off the pill containers? I don't know. Most of them peel cleanly. But
Most of them peel cleanly. If they don't peel cleanly, I spray the label down with acetone, and then
Oh.
sometimes I will soak a paper towel in acetone and lay it on the label until the adhesive goes away.
Maybe that's what we
Glucon and
should have
olive
done.
oil
Yeah.
also can do the job.
Oh, we should have done that on the bookshelf.
Glucon.
Some people don't like the glucon, but olive oil is usually okay
I-
for people.
Yeah.
Or you take,
There's alcohol.
Yeah, I pull it.
am really curious how you suggest on closing your strings, your,
I just don't wanna like undo it.
Wire.
and have it be not clean.
I think we should investigate crimp covers. The little crimp beads that goes over the. No, but there's crimp covers that go over.
Yeah,
the
there's
crimps.
there's like the inner beads, and then there's bigger beads that you crimp on the crimps
oh,
So,
To cover the
okay,
to cover the crimps. Because sometimes when
Yeah.
you crimp, they can get
yes,
Weird.
rough or weird or what
Yeah.
have you.
or leave spikies.
no,
I've been looking at them for my
Yeah,
son
really.
hunters for a better profile.
I am curious for the people who are from out of the kingdom, what is the culture of award necklaces? Where
It is not a thing. So when we came here,
Not at all.
we like, our first event was, that we saw awards at was
Was it long and short?
not long and short. It was the Collegium
Oh,
that
yeah.
So and Emma did. And like, we saw these beautiful necklaces. And we're like, we don't do that in the East. We get like the regalia, like the symbols, so like the chalice, right? On a cord.
I won't.
And
name
sometimes it's a
the
hand
queen
woven cord.
That started that
That's
tradition.
the thing.
I will when the video stops.
Okay. We were impressed and we love it because it's so special and unique and individual. So,
I think it was 90s.
Shush.
That tracks.
I'm not gonna knock on the
I just don't
majesty.
want it to go on you. So I'm gonna-
No, but the hours and hours we spend weaving cords in the various principality colors in the West, because basically, everything is given, unless it's a personal, unless somebody was told in advance so they can make the thing for the individual's taste or their individual's persona. They just get the thing with if it's kingdom, it's gold and yellow. If it's principality, it's gold and white or blue and white or blue and white, depending on which principality, because we've got two blue and white ones. And then they restring it or tie it or sew it onto something. Or all my awards that I would wear, except for my coronet, I have sewn onto other things. They didn't stay on the cords that they came on.
Yeah, Christmas says that when they were in Kaid, tokens were on cord made in specific colors. Yeah, so it could be kumihimo, inkle or card,
Yeah.
finger loop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finger loop is
Right.
pretty
Yep.
common.
Yeah.
So the service, Kingdom service level award in the East is called the Crescent.
Mhm.
I got mine from my best friend's husband, who was a knight. He gifted me his he wore that thing. I mean, he's a fighter,
Mhm.
so you can just imagine. It came on this gaumy purple cord that had been loved and worn so much, like it was gross. But I never changed the cord. It says Vase sweat on it.
Well, and
I do
when
can be a
when
knight.
I was made a pelican, which I no longer, but I actually separated the cord I got from the medallion I got and gave them to two different people who, for two different reasons, were part of the lineage of that medallion. So,
Yeah.
but it was a hand woven cord. It wasn't just a piece of yarn.
Yeah.
Right.
And that one actually went to the outlands.
Oh, nice.
And,
Yeah.
you know, golden green for the outlands and golden green for the west. Well, gosh, you know, it's okay. It's all the same color.
I think our friend is currently queen of
Oh my
that.
God.
Did she step up?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember when they stepped up. I've
I
been
tried
following
getting
her.
to come out to Ontario West for, but they have
They have Battlemore
They
the
have-
same weekend usually.
stuff for the same.
Battlemore. My ex-husband died at Battlemore the same weekend as West Frontier. I was sitting at West Frontier and I had somebody walk up to me and say, "So I need to tell you something really sad." And I said, "What?" Your ex-husband died at Battlemore. And I said, "Well, that doesn't make any sense, but okay." He was done apparently. He's back by now. I'm a reincarnation.
Yeah.
So, because he's not gonna sit us idly by and let us screw up the world
Oh,
without him.
yes.
Either wings on top of pin or simply as marked whip stitch. You can't whip stitch it though. Oh,
Wait, what?
nothing.
Written instructions are
Written
confusing?
instructions with which I do not agree. Sorry.
Well, you know what happens then? You just ignore the instructions
And
and
do
find a
what
way
you
to make it work.
Well, yes, but that doesn't always work well. I just have to be in the proper brain space for it.
I wonder. Mission, a Celtic cloak pin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's-
Totally like, oh, but it has its floral.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was, what was
So we're talking about creating a special legacy order in the barony,
it? We are live, you know.
and I thought about using a brooch for that.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
I like
Or, yeah,
You heard it here first, folks. No.
no, I've talked about it
I know
before,
you have.
but yeah, like, baronial coronets pick for the legacy order and past coronets can petition
And then have blue.
people to be elevated to the order in their name. So,
Ooh, I've never heard about anything like that anywhere. So that would be super unique and awesome.
running out of time.
So, if I'm doing a necklace and I'm not planning to put a clasp on it, when I didn't lay anything out because I was talking, I got distracted. So I have a scrap of wire. So I will have my pattern. This will be the end bead on one of the ends. I will take my wire. I will put on a crimp bead. I will put on the end bead. I will feed the end of the wire back through the crimp. And then crimp it. And then when the other end is done, it will go
that.
end bead, crimp bead, through this bead, back to the crimp, and then crimp again. So they're crimped together. And if it's a
Can I-
heavier necklace, I will try to specifically hook the wire together, which can get a little finicky. But it's just an added layer of protection and security
I really
because
like that.
I've been the I've been the person walking out of court with my new necklace and then doing this because it broke.
Was it us? No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually.
I-
I didn't happen when I walked out of court. It happened when I sat down, and Alina Truepenny is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Managed to crawl on the floor and get all the beats. So I just restarted it when I got
yeah.
home. But she was
I'm
amazing.
sorry about that.
That's okay. It happened. That's why, nothing is perfect. And all we can do is be like, well, that happened. Learning forward.
It happened to me with the heart sink,
Oh, yeah.
and then,
Same thing when I got it,
yeah,
but that was because there was a child involved.
yes, I think, yeah,
Oh, with their
my
grabbing.
child broke
Yeah,
the
there was
same
grabbing,
necklace.
which is one of the reasons that we use wire.
Yeah. Wire, not string.
Yeah. And why we, for a while there, were using magnetic connectors, because before we realized that the weight of Clovis's necklaces was too much for the connector.
I was going to say, I almost lost the keys to the Barony on the
Mhm.
seneschal necklace in a biff.
Oh!
So.
Yeah.
'Cause it was a magnetic clasp, but the beads themselves and the keys were a little weighty.
Yeah.
And I bent over and it was, nope, okay,
Lessons-
these don't go in the biff anymore.
Lessons we've learned, yeah. Like the coronet.
Yes,
Exactly.
right. Don't go in the Vicky.
That will always be one of my favorite memories of Her Highness Lindis was their first full event as Baron and Baroness was Long and Short of it. And Sansonis was on guard duty and Lindis was busy and distracted and trying to go to the biff. And Sansonis is tall enough, he just walked up behind her and plucked the coronet off her head before she went inside. It was awesome.
My retinue loved me because at the time that I wore the Principality coronet, I wore cornrows in my hair all the time.
Mhm.
So I would literally take my cornrows and wrap them around the coronet and then tie them. So literally, it didn't matter what happened.
It's not
I could
coming off.
fall down a ravine. That hat wasn't leaving my head until I took those braids off that coronet, ever. Wasn't going anywhere. Like, you don't have to hold it. Why not? Because it can't fall off. It's tied on. And my hair's like iron, so it's not going anywhere.
My hair used to be, then I got older.
My hair never has been.
I got older and fond of bleach. So
Well, I couldn't get anybody to braid it anymore, so I shaved it all off.
that is definitely a consideration. My father is trying to convince me to cut my hair short because it kills the vacuum cleaners.
Oh, yeah.
I shed a lot,
Yeah.
and
No, it wraps around.
it's just maintenance for short hair is a lot harder than for long hair. I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a length, but at some point I have to maintain this length.
Yeah, I just go in the bathroom and take the razor out and shave my head once every 3 weeks.
I don't want my hair that short, and I don't have that much. What is the word? Dexterity in my repaired shoulder.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Well, I could get somebody else to do it for me. In fact, sometimes I do.
I mean, I like shaving other people's heads. It's fun.
So when I put the beads that you
So I
have
might
there,
talk to you about that.
with the beads that you have sitting on your board there,
Yes.
how would you lay those out?
That's what I am currently contemplating.
Gotcha.
I am thinking about mixing them with these slightly iridescent clear beads.
Ah.
Oh. And then I will most likely pick through these and try to find the ones that are the most consistently sized.
Okay.
And if I'm really finicky, and there's only so many, I'll like lay them out in size order going down the necklace so they get smaller going up.
Okay.
But that's an activity for in my studio,
Not
in
while
an
you're
altered
trying to talk
state.
to us.
Not when I'm trying to talk to other people.
Right.
So I would probably put these away and go with the more standardized one.
Okay.
But
'cause I
mostly
was
what I would do is I would put a veil in the middle.
I think I'm ready for wire.
This one, okay. I would put
okay.
these slightly smaller ones on either side of the veil just to hold it in place. One thing to consider with the veil beads is sometimes your smaller beads go through them.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I
they
used
can move a
slightly
little bit.
chunkier ones so they wouldn't.
So I'll either use slightly chunkier ones immediately, or I'll just spread it out a little bit so it can move because
Mm-hmm.
fidgets are nice.
Yes.
But I would most likely those ones, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then those. And 1, 2, 3, 3, and a wood one. And if I like that, I will continue that pattern up. I kind of want to add another blue in, or another brown, some other color to break it up. But that's what I would do. And one of the reasons I've been so enamored into making necklaces was after being rain scribe for Luciano and Tessina. It's so much easier to lay this all out. Like, you know what? I don't like that color. Pluck, 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 pluck. And replace it, and not, okay, I have to wait for it to dry. And what can I put on top that won't mix weird? So having a break from painting or playing with things that are easier to redo. Not that I don't like painting, it's fun. But breaks are nice. They are. I've told, so we had a couple of newcomers in our camp at Eagles, and I was like, explicit instructions. If there is a craft that you want to try, post to the Barony page before you buy stuff.
Yes, please.
Because there is highly likely that someone in the Barony has the stuff that you can either try with, or maybe they got the stuff, they don't like the craft, and you can work something out, sell it for cheap, or what have you. I did that with lampwork bead making.
Oh, I remember that.
I bought all the stuff,
I just
and
and then I
did you know that lampwork bead making is hot?
Yeah.
Like, it's really hot. Really hot. So I did not
stick with that particular.
No, I could. It was too hot for me to focus on what I was doing, and I'm like, this feels dangerous.
I should
And
not.
I found someone else who wanted to get into it. They bought my whole setup. There you go. So
That's
it's awesome. You said you were ready for a wire.
Okay.
Are you
ready for
So,
wires?
I think
I think I need a Gwyneth necklace, but
the smaller.
a lot of blue and purple going on over here.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the forecast, if that's okay. Are you good with that? Okay.
Thank you, everybody online, for joining us. We appreciate the comments and the questions. And yeah, if you have any other questions, please feel free to post them on the videos and we can pass them along. And we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Go do some creative stuff with or without beads and post your pictures. That's always fun to share. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you all later.